What's up world, it's Tony, your sleep accessories editor for Mattress Clarity. Now recently I've been going over a lot of different weighted blankets for you guys, so I think now's the perfect time to circle back and let you guys know what are some of my favorite weighted blankets that I've been reviewing. But before we bundle up in all of these weighted blankets and feel nice and calm, just remember mattressclarity.com is going to be your one-stop shop for all of the weighted blankets that I'm about to talk to you guys about today. While I have you, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, because we are really trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Now you may be asking yourself, what's the best weighted blanket for me? How do I even buy a weighted blanket? Don't worry, I've put together a quick little buyer's guide for you guys to make the most informed decision. First and foremost, weight. That's the most important part for a weighted blanket, it's in the name, so you want to know which weight option is going to be best for you. Well, the general rule of thumb for this is taking 10% of your body weight, or in other words, dividing your body weight by 10, adding or subtracting a pound, and that's going to be the best weight option for you. Weighted blanket shoppers want to know if a weighted blanket feels like a hug, so you really want to feel that weight all around you. So when you're shopping for a weighted blanket, you need to look out for things like weight distribution, or if it has a removable cover, does that cover tie to the inside of the blanket to help keep that weight secure? The next thing I think you need to consider with weighted blankets are things like warmth and breathability. Weighted blankets, because they have a fill to them, they're not going to be the most cooling weighted blankets. In fact, rarely will you find something that keeps you nice and cool while you're underneath it, but we'll get into a little bit of that later. But just remember, weighted blankets are normally going to keep you a lot warmer than your average throw blanket. And the final point to consider when buying a weighted blanket is budget. These blankets take up a lot of different materials, so that drives up the price, and it's gonna make a weighted blanket a bit more of an investment than your average throw blanket. But don't worry, here at Mattress Clarity, we've got some exclusive coupons to help save you guys some money at checkout. So with all of that to consider, we've got a lot of different blankets to talk about, so let's get into it. So we're gonna hit the ground running, and we're gonna talk about our overall favorite weighted blanket, the editor's pick, and that honor goes to the Bearby Tree Napper weighted blanket. When picking a blanket for this category, I wanted something that was just perfect across the board, and the Bearby Tree Napper hit so many marks that it had to be the editor's pick. So with the Bearby Tree Napper, one of the first things you'll notice about it is its unique construction. It's completely knitted, and you don't see a lot of knit weighted blankets on the market. And because it's got these chunky loose knit loops to it, it's gonna really have some good airflow, which makes this a good pick for hot sleepers like myself. And I think it's also got some really good weight ranges available too. It ranges from 15 pounds to 25 pounds. So I think the blanket is gonna hit a lot of different body types too. And because this blanket is just completely knit fabric, it doesn't have a fill, and I think that makes it have really good weight distribution. You're definitely gonna feel like you're getting a hug with this blanket. And if you get it dirty, the best news is you just throw it in the washing machine and you'll be good to go. Bearby is also just a company that's all about weighted blankets, so if the Tree Napper doesn't sound like the best option for you, don't worry, they've got tons of other weighted blankets for you to check out. So in my opinion, because of that, Bearby won our editor's pick. So as I mentioned earlier, weighted blankets can be really warm, so the desire for a blanket that's cooling or has some temperature regulation has grown. So our best weighted blanket for cooling or temperature regulation is definitely the Sleep Number True Temp weighted blanket. So with the Sleep Number True Temp, it has an outside cover that is designed with Sleep Number's 37.5 active particle technology. Now what this is gonna do, it is actually going to adjust your body's temperature and help you feel a lot cooler while you're using it. And this cover does have some moisture wicking properties to it, so you'll never be hot and sweaty underneath this blanket. Now, as I said, I'm a hot sleeper, and when I was using this, yeah, sometimes I felt warm underneath it, but I definitely felt nice and comfortable at times too. So I think this is our best cooling weighted blanket we've got. Weighted blankets are known to stimulate something called deep pressure touch, which is that hugging sensation you'll feel with a weighted blanket. It's gonna help you release some serotonin. It's gonna help you feel a lot calmer and more secure while you use these blankets. So our best weighted blanket for anxiety is the Gravity weighted blanket. The Gravity weighted blanket has a few things going for it to help you feel a lot less anxious. It's got a nice and soft micro fleece cover, and it's got some really good weight distribution that definitely feels like a hug. So when you put these two things together, you're definitely gonna feel a lot calmer while you use it. You should sleep deeper as well, and hopefully in the morning you'll feel nice and rested and a whole lot less anxious. Some weighted blankets are actually bigger than the average throw size and have queen and king size options available, like the Hush weighted blanket that I have here. So they have two bigger weighted blanket options. The queen comes in at 20 pound and the king is about 30 pounds. But the thing is, Hush really recommends that more than one person use their bigger blankets, so that makes these blankets perfect for couples. Now, the weighted material in other weighted blankets can shift around inside of the cover, especially if they have a removable cover, but Casper prides themselves on their weighted blanket having some nice and good weight distribution that will help you feel that full hugging sensation that people love. As you can see here, the Casper weighted blanket has these long rectangular quilted panels that are designed to mimic some winter outerwear. You guys know that jacket that I'm talking about. And in my opinion, makes for really good weight distribution. Now, seriously guys, the Casper weighted blanket definitely came home with me. I love how secure I feel while I'm using this blanket. It just makes me feel nice and fuzzy and good. Now, some blankets are spot clean only. Some of them have a removable cover that are machine washable, but in my opinion, the best care instructions are simply throwing the whole dang thing into the washing machine. Well, for that, the Layla weighted blanket is going to be your best machine washable blanket. When this thing gets dirty, into the washing machine it goes. Now, for the Layla weighted blanket, this is especially impressive because it does not have a removable cover. Most of the time when blankets don't have a removable cover, they are recommended spot clean only. So the fact that you can throw this whole thing in the washing machine, it's perfect. Now, are you a parent that's looking to help your kid sleep deeper or even just feel more relaxed, but can't find a company that sells anything lower than a 10-pound weighted blanket? Well, don't worry, Luna's got you covered. This company has so many different weight options to pick from, but the best part about all these different weight options is that Luna has two at the lower end coming in at 5 and 7 pounds. So if we use our 10% rule, this is gonna be good for kids starting at 50 pounds and up. Now, of course, adults wanna feel nice and stress-free too, so let's talk about the best weighted blanket for adults. So the Brooklyn Bedding weighted blanket is gonna be a good option for adults for a few different things. Starting with our weight options, we've got 15 and 20 pound options, so this is gonna be a good weighted blanket for more average weight adults. It's also got some really good care instructions. It's got a removable, machine washable cover, and with this cover, you're worried about weight distribution. Don't worry, we've got some ties to help secure the blanket to the cover. And finally, out of all the weighted blankets I've talked about today, the Brooklyn Bedding weighted blanket is gonna be one of the more affordable ones for you. But of course, we've got some exclusive Mattress Clarity coupons to help you guys save some money. So when you get a chance, be sure to check out Mattress Clarity's website. So I know we just talked about a lot of different weighted blankets, but there may still be some questions left unanswered. So let's take the time to answer some of the most frequently asked questions about weighted blankets. Question 1, who can use a weighted blanket? Well, except for toddlers and infants, anyone can use a weighted blanket. If we use our 10% rule and the lightest weighted blanket we've talked about today, 5 pounds, then children starting at 50 pounds and up can use weighted blankets. Question 2, is it okay to sleep with a weighted blanket every night? Generally, the answer is going to be yes, but of course, if you've got some concerns or have some chronic health conditions, we highly recommend you speak with your doctor before buying a weighted blanket. And our final question, what can a weighted blanket do for you? Well, weighted blankets have a few different benefits, but primarily amongst those is that they help you feel a lot calmer by giving you that hugging sensation. They are known to help you relieve stress and anxiety. They can also help you sleep a lot deeper at night, so when you wake up in the morning, you should feel nice and relaxed. So that's about all the time I have for you guys today. I know we talked about a lot of different blankets, but while you're here, make sure you like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell for notifications so you never miss a video from us. Now, while you guys ponder which weighted blanket you guys want, I think I'm just gonna take all of them.